did this for, our goal is to both improve our team now and set us up better to be a championship contender. To be a championship contender, generally you're going to need to, frankly, pick high in the draft a few times. Now we got two guys who were picked high in the draft, and Thomas Robinson and James Harden. Thomas is a guy, people are going to love. High energy, runs the floor, led the country in rebounding when he was at Kansas. A guy we really think has the potential to be our, starting big man in this league, and has a lot of upside. Obviously, he's still young, and he's somebody who's going to compete for minutes and try and help us win down the stretch. The pick, Francisco Garcia, we think will slide in. Solid veteran, great guy, tremendous guy who can shoot the ball. Really solid guy for helping us down the stretch. Tyler Honeycutt's a guy that is more of a future-based guy, talented kid who we'll be taking a look at over time. The pick we got, we do like this draft. We really like where that pick will end up, probably somewhere in the 30 to 40 range. We obviously have had success in that range in the past. That pick also has a lot of advantages contract-wise. Getting something early in the second has a lot of advantages for us. And we didn't have a pick in this draft, and we can't go without being in the draft. So. So otherwise I'll open up to questions. I think the moves hopefully made sense given what we're trying to do, which is get back to being a title contender.
How difficult was it to do what you want, that you just described you wanted, knowing you were giving up your starting and backup power forward and your backup point without immediately replacing them?
Yeah, I'd say, it's a testament to our staff and the coaching staff that we felt good about who's going to come in and play. Patrick Beverly, I think, has already become someone the fans really like watching. High energy, defender, good point guard, really pushes tempo. So we all felt comfortable having Patrick Beverly step in there. And obviously, over time, we'll see how he does. But we really like the minutes he's given us. We like the minutes Greg Smith's given us, so he's gonna step in. We think Donatas is a guy who could step in and give us minutes. And as you saw yesterday, frankly, our best lineups, and we play best when we're playing small with Delfino and Chandler playing the 3-4 spot. So we feel like we can win that way too. So while it was tough to lose Patrick's defense and professionalism, we feel like the guys who are stepping in can step in, and then when Thomas, when the coaches feel Thomas is ready to unleash him, I think he's a guy who's going to really be able to screen, roll, finish, very athletic, super high energy, runs the floor. Really excited about Thomas Robinson.
You didn't think it was a high-risk deal, but because you're in a precarious position with your playoff spot, and you thought this was worth the risk?
Yeah, so, as you know, our goal is to get to be a championship. That's goal number one. Goal number two is make the playoffs this year. And the good thing is I don't think those goals were in conflict with this move. We feel like Thomas Robinson has a lot of upside for the bigger goal of getting back to be a contender. And we think, we can be just as solid. And if we've made it harder, it's just a little bit harder. So,
what's the with the Marcus move? What's the range of cap space you have and could have this summer?
Yeah, so we've got somewhere between 15 and 20 million, depending. We could have less than 15. It depends on how many we have. We have like 7 or 8 team options. Our cap space could go anywhere based on our team options we have. Mm-hmm. The maximum we have will come in somewhere between 15 and 20. And I can't really answer because the cap isn't decided until July 8th. so I can't 100% tell you where, but somewhere between 15 and 20 is the maximum room we would have.
And that was the motivation for that move?
No, I think that was a move that freed up time for Thomas Robinson, Donatus, Greg Smith, and we liked this draft. We liked that pick. We weren't going to have a pick, so it wasn't really a cap move. It was really more of a free up time for these other guys and get a quality pick.
Were you surprised at all that a player of Robinson's was available?
I mean, I feel terrible. I mean, honestly, I try to give you guys guidance. I really thought we weren't doing it. I really did. I mean, you know, as you know, our job are to explore all options, and I didn't have any, you know, they always liked Patrick Patterson. We always said no. You know, we expressed interest in Thomas, you know, since the draft. He's a guy we tried to move up for Thomas Robinson. So Sacramento knew we liked him. You know, it just came up in natural, you know, sort of our diligence. And I thought for sure they weren't ready to move on, but they're getting for their situation, Patrick is a very quality guy to step into that environment. I think, you know, they have so many guys who are still finding their ways in their career to get a guy established like Patrick come in, be solid. You know, obviously knows Chuck, knows DeMarcus Cousins, knows Aaron Brooks, knows a lot of the people there. I think, you know, absolutely could be a great move for both sides.
Daryl, you mentioned the success this team has had when going small. The offense has gone through the roof in large part when Chandler and Delfino played together. Do you feel that is sustainable over the long haul the rest of this season, or could it just be based on matchups that they'll have to sort of arrange whether or not they feel comfortable going with that over an extended period of time?
It's sustainable. I mean, you look across the league, teams play small, they play well, and your offense goes up, your defense goes down, but your offense goes up more than your defense goes down. So a lot of teams are playing small. We've got the personnel to do it. We've got the style of play that fits. I absolutely think it's a sustainable way to play against almost any opponent.
You mentioned coaches unleashing Thomas. Is there, I mean, plan on him getting significant minutes this season?
You know, I mean, people are thinking I'm just being, you know, GM cliches, but it's true. I mean, I get the players that we think can help, and they coach them and choose. And they're like all of us; they want to win. If they think he can help us win, I think they very much will see him and say, I think that guy can help us win. But I'm not going to suggest to the coaching staff, play this guy, play that guy. What I would suggest is they should try and win as many games as possible. And I hope Thomas and his talent is the guy to play. I think that's what we'll choose, most likely. But if we play Greg Smith and Donatus and we win, I'd be thrilled. I'm not. We got a lot of really Terrence Jones. I mean, we got a lot of young guys who can play, and whatever is the best mix that gets us in the playoffs, I'm in for.
Yeah, he's only playing about 15 minutes a game, obviously, Daryl. What's your sense of what he could do the next 20 games? What he can step in and do while he's learning?
I mean, he comes in as a tremendous rebounder. I mean, again, he led the country in rebounding. That's always a great start when you're looking at a guy coming out of college. He'll run the floor. I mean, I would guess, my guess is our coaching staff is going to go to him and say, look, run the floor, rebound, defend, and you're going to play. And he'll do it. He's excited to be here. And he's a big-time athlete, big-time energy guy. I think he can really help us. But I'm certainly not going to be down there saying, let's play X or Y. So, yeah.
Compared to the other forwards, so he's more of a bruiser, I guess?
He's just big-time athlete, energy. I don't know if I'd say bruiser. Just quick for his size. Just around the guy you want around the rim. Good at catching and finishing. So.
Were there additional deals today that you thought might be close? And
Actually, the deals we did yesterday made a lot of anything today hard because all the players were tied up, and all the roster spots were tied up, so it would have been hard. But there wasn't anything compelling.
Being under the cap still, is that going to be advantageous to you with the trade deadline pass between now and next
Yeah,
season?
there's a lot of things you can do with it still. Looking pretty closely at some international guys where you can give them like front-loaded deals to get them here. Yeah, I don't know if those will pan out, but those are some of the things we're looking at.
Thank you.
Thanks. Appreciate it, guys.